It's another beautiful day in the Bay Area, and potentially it could be clinching day for the Oakland A's. They hope to complete a 3-game sweep and get the final playoff spot as the wild card opponent of the New York Yankees. Take a look at the wild card standings, and the A's, it is a foregone conclusion, will be in the wild card game against New York. They still have home field to play for. They'd like to host the game rather than play at Yankee Stadium. And we welcome you to the Coliseum. Dick Bramer, Burt Blyleven with you for the final road game of the year for the Minnesota Twins. The Oakland A's are on the verge of getting into the playoffs, even though they've had so many injuries to the pitching staff, including to today's starting pitcher, Trevor Cahill. As we look at our Sanford Health injury report, he's been part of the health issue here in Oakland, but here he is hoping to be healthy through September and into October.
Yeah, Cahill didn't really start the season with the Oakland A's. This is his second stint around with the A's. He has had some discomfort on a disabled list a couple times prior to not making a start since September 9th. But Cahill has some history against the Twins. Hopefully the Twins can knock him out early here this afternoon.
And for the Twins, Kyle Gibson will make the start. He has been healthy, and he's been really good and consistent for the Twins this year.
Yeah, other than the month of August where you see the ERA over 5, Kyle has been very consistent. Don't let the 8-13 record fool you. He is completely different pitcher this year than we saw the 4 previous seasons.
Kind of faced a crossroads in his career last year and has propelled himself forward into someone the Twins think they can count on moving forward. And for more on Kyle Gibson, let's go down to Audra Martin.
Well, guys, I was talking to Chris Jimenez earlier today about Kyle Gibson, and he smiled and said, Kyle Gibson is the perfect example of why numbers don't always tell the true story. He said he's been so consistent this season. He certainly deserves to have more than just 8 wins so far for this Minnesota team. He says today he's confident that Kyle Stuff is going to play very well against this tough A's lineup. And if you ask Paul Molitor, he agrees. And he says Kyle Gibson and his confidence out there is a perfect combination to take on the A's in their final road game of the season, of course, against an A's team that is very strong up and down the lineup.
I think that he has understood that what he does shouldn't vary too much according to potency of a lineup. He just has become a more aggressive pitcher, a more confident pitcher, a guy that understands his mix a little better. I do know that I think his stuff is probably as good as it's ever been since he stepped forth here at the big league level. And yeah, you know, he's down to his last couple starts too. I'm sure he'd like to finish strongly, including a win today.
Coming up, the Twins hope to avoid the sweep while picking up a win in the road finale of 2018. First pitch is coming your way right here on Fox Sports North.
connecting you to the power of the digital world. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today.
One final time the Twins will try to win a ball game on the road. It's been an issue, of course, for the Twins this year. And boy, looking back on it, when the Twins were walked off in the first game of the year in Baltimore, it kind of set an omen for the year. 15 times the Twins have been walked off on the road. And that's been, of course, one of the big reasons why this team has had such a poor record on the road. 28 in 52. When you think about it, 80 road games and 15 walk-offs. That's like almost 1 out of every 5 games you've had a walk-off loss.
That's not good. That's not good.
Well, Paul Molitor said he'll take no glee in delaying Oakland's clinching party, which they hope to have by game's end. Here's the Twins' batting order. Brought to you by Menards. Joe Mauer, then Jorge Polanco, Jake Kay, Robbie Grossman, Tyler Austin, Max Kepler, A-Ray Adrianza, Chris Jimenez, and Gregorio Petit.
And today's starting pitcher stats are brought to you by Home Furniture. And that will be Trevor Cahill making his 20th start of the year. We talked about the Open. He's not on a disabled list. You don't really go on a disabled list in September, but he has missed some starts and some time with some upper back issues. He's also spent time on a disabled list earlier this year, sore right elbow and also a strained right Achilles.
Joe Mauer, the designated hitter, he's in the box and we're ready to go. And the A's do have to win today because earlier today, Tampa Bay beat Toronto 5-2. The magic number as we left here last night was 1. It's still 1. If the A's win, they're in the playoff field. 1-0 to Mauer. And now 2-0.
Cahill is making his second start this season against the Twins. He faced the Twins in Minnesota back in August, and the Twins ended up beating them 6-4.
The only game the Twins have beaten the A's this year. And that really was the beginning of the, not end, but that was the first of 4 straight starts that led to Cahill being shelved for a couple of weeks. He had 4 poor starts in a row, starting with his start against the Twins at Target Field. 2-1 to Mauer. And a ball slashed to left, a base hit. That's what the Twins did against Cahill at Target Field. Twins collected a bunch of hits, bunched them together. The biggest hit was a pinch hit 2-run double by Mitch Garver in the 4th inning.
Shortstop, number 11.
Check out the A's in the field, and they're lining up the same as they have in the first 2 games, with the exception at second base. It's Martini, Laureano, and Piscotty in the outfield. Chapman and Semien left side of the infield. Pinder getting the start at second base. Matt Olson at first. And Jonathan Lucroy catching the 3rd game of this series. Strike on the outside corner to Polanco.
Yeah, Cahill has a fastball in the low 90s, a knuckle curveball slider, and a very good circle changeup. Originally signed by the A's back in 2006. He was a number 2 pick, and he came up in 2009 to 2011. So his second stint back with the the A's.
Earlier this year, he picked up his 1,000th big league strikeout with those pitches.
In his last start against the Texas Rangers, he struck out Profar for 1,000.
Swing and a miss. And it is 1-2 to Polanco.
As I said, the Twins have had some success against Cahill over his 6 career starts. He's 1-2 in ERA at 4.98. 34 1/3 innings pitched. Twins have been able to get 19 earned runs off of him. And they scored 5 earned runs off of him in that outing back in Minnesota in late August.
1-2 to Polanco. Checked his swing. One thing, he's been lights out here at home and terrible on the road.
5-0 here at home.
2-2. And a belt high strike. Polanco knew it, backing away, and now walking to the dugout, 1 away.
Well, let's take a look at our Pizza Ranch Twins win. Don't allow the A's to celebrate.
Batting in the 3rd position.
You know, Paul Molitor says, well, you know, it's going to happen. Eventually it's going to happen, but twofold. You know, you don't want to, you want to beat them. It's a baseball game. You want to beat them. But then also if the A's do win, as a player that has been in that situation before, Dick, I don't mind that because it made me say, you know what, I want to be there next year. I want to do exactly what the Oakland A's are doing if that happens.
Well, it's interesting to contrast. The Twins were on the verge of doing this last year in Cleveland. They had swept the Tigers on this Sunday afternoon last year. Cave taps it foul, and then they had to wait, and they lost on the field in Cleveland, and then had to wait for the Nicky Delmonico home run to clinch in the clubhouse, an hour and a half after the Twins game ended. It's a lot more fun to celebrate on the field after the final out than it is to watch a game on TV, but in reality it happens half the time the other way.
Yeah, the goal is to get there, and Oakland on the threshold of getting there.
But last year, the Twins were in Cleveland, and they were about to do what the A's are about to do. There are only 14 players with the Twins now who were part of that celebration, and beyond that, Twins open the season on the road in Baltimore. They're carrying here in late September only 9 players who were with them on opening day. It's remarkable.
Well, of course, it's been a miserable season for the Twins, especially on the road. At home, they've played well, 43-31. But on the road, they have had their struggles, and that created a lot of changes throughout the summer months.
2-2 to Cave.
And opportunity, like for a guy like Jake Cave, coming over in the Lance Lynn trade with the Yankees.
That's down the line foul again. And as frustrating as it's been for the Twins need only look in the other dugout to find a team that last year won 75 ball games and was 10 games out of a playoff spot to a team that might wrap up a playoff spot with a week left in the season.
Yeah, they've had a lot of guys step forward, a lot of guys that got their feet wet last year, like Matt Chapman.
A drive to right center field. This ball's hit a long way off the bat of Cave, and it is gone. A 2-run home run for Jake Cave. And you hit a home run against Cahill, remember it, because he doesn't give up many.
Only 7 on the year coming into his 20th start. And that's number 8, of course. And for Jake Cave, his 12th of the year. And he gives the Twins an early 2-0 lead.
Fought off some 2-strike pitches and then got one down the heart of the plate.
We have seen this before from Jake Cave. That swing right there, nice smooth swing with some pop. That's a very nice place to hit home runs. Davis hit home runs here the other night.
Davis
right
did it as
spot.
a right-handed batter in the evening. Ball carries a little bit better here in the daytime, but yeah, good start for the Twins, and Jake Cave continues to impress. Foul ball off the bat of Grossman, 1 strike. And now a ball. Grossman just 1 hit in the series, but it's been a good September for him. Up the line and a fair ball. That's the 2nd out.
Yeah, you mentioned Cahill here at home in 10 starts coming into this start. 5-0, 1.49 ERA. And on the road, it's a complete opposite. In 9 starts, 1-3 with an ERA over 7.
Bill Welke had the plate last night, and he has third base today. Our semi-annual reminder that the umpire rotation is clockwise. You work the plate one night, you get third base, and work your way back around. Austin with a swing and a miss. As a Twin, Austin's hitting .248. 8 home runs, 17 runs batted in, getting a chance to play first base today. Another swing and a miss, 0-2. The Yankees are losing to the Orioles, and that is significant to the A's because whether they win, well, certainly if they win, it's even more significant because then they'll be just a half game behind the Yankees in the wild card standings. So they will have clinched with a win, and they might very well be within a half game of the Yankees in the standings, with the acknowledgement that the Yankees own the tiebreaker. So they would have to finish a game ahead of New York in the wild card standings to host the game, but they could potentially pick up a game today with the Orioles leading.
Another thing about Cahill, you know, one thing that he was kind of a security blanket. He and Brett Anderson in spring training. He picks up his second strikeout of the inning, but the Twins have a 2-0 lead thanks to Jake Cave's 2-run home run.
Home run has given Kyle Gibson some early run support here. And Bob Melvin's done a great job here. We'll get some votes for Manager of the Year. Might even win the award. Here's his batting order. Brought to you by Menards. Nick Mancini, Matt Chapman, Stephen Piscotty, Chris Davis, Matt Olson, Ramon Laureano, Marcus Semien, Chad Pinder, and Jonathan Lucroy. And Martini takes a strike on the outside corner.
Let's take a look at the home furniture numbers on Kyle Gibson. Making his 31st start. Very good ERA, the best amongst the Twin starters. And only making his second career start and appearance here in Oakland. Only his 4th career start against the Oakland A's. Did not face him yet this year for the first time.
Martini takes outside 2-1.
And you said something that Kyle, we haven't said a lot about Kyle. Early run support. That's one thing he has not had a lot of, is early run support, where you can make a mistake here or two and still be in the ball game.
Chopper left side. Tough play, and Polanco won't have a chance to make it. The only way they might have gotten it out would have been if Adrianza could have cut the ball off, but he couldn't.
Yeah, too far to his left right there. So the Speedy Martini. I like that, Speedy Martini with an infield base hit.
Sounds like a happy hour special.
Well, just trying to chopping it the other way. You see where Polanco was shading him up the middle. No chance.
I'll have a Speedy Martini and some cashews, please. Chicken wings.
Don't eat out of the bowl. Very unsanitary.
I'm not laughing at the advice. I'm laughing that it came from you. Here's Chapman.
And I do anyway.
I've seen you do it. 1-0 to Chapman.
Well, one thing Kyle's been able to get is that some double plays turned behind him. 21 on the year, 3rd most in the American League.
And down low, 2-0. Chapman is one of those guys that got his feet wet last year, established himself in the league, and then propelled himself forward. And right now there might not be, and this might sound sacrilegious to somebody, there might not be a better third baseman in the league right now than Matt Chapman. How many?
There we go.
1, 2, and Gibson relying on his old friend, the sinker, to get a ground ball double play.
Let's take a look at the scouting report on Kyle Gibson. He's been tough against right-handed hitters coming into the ballgame. Right-handers hitting only .219, and we talked about the double play. Now 22 on the year. And third in the American League with runners in scoring position. Opponents hitting only .205 off of him with runners in scoring position.
Here is Piscotty with the bases empty. Down and away, ball 1. And there's a fastball on the outside corner.
Scotty having a solid year in his first season with the Oakland A's, coming over from the St. Louis Cardinals.
On the ground, picked up by Polanco, comes up firing, got him at first. It'll be reviewed, at least in the video room. It might be challenged, but off the glove of Adrianza, Polanco with just enough on the throw to nip Piscotty at first.
All right, a little off the glove. Polanco's throw.
It looks like he
bang, bang,
beat it, but now the A's,
they're going to look at it.
They're going to look at it, but this is a bit of a risk given the fact it's in the first inning. And what appears to be a reviewable call, a reversible call, sometimes is not. And so Bob Melvin rolling the dice just a little bit here in the very first inning, because if they don't get the call reversed, he's without a challenge.
I see contact of the foot, and then the ball might be safe right there. The ball not in the back of Austin's glove
There's
yet.
contact with the bag, and the ball hasn't hit the back of the glove, but safe is the call. So the A's get the call reversed and maintain a challenge for later in the game.
Well, heck of a play right there by Polanco, backing up Adrianza. Made it a bang-bang play at first base. Ball hit toward the left side of Adrianza, and Polanco made a great play.
The bottom line is Chris Davis comes up as the tying run with a man on base rather than leading off the next inning. And strike 1. Been remarkable. Davis 2 home runs here on Friday night. He's gone 42, 43, and now 45 in his 3 years in terms of home run totals with the A's. And he does it, as Bob Melvin reiterated with me yesterday, by not pulling the ball, doing what he did here Friday night, hitting the ball to center field. And the hope is that some still developing Twins hitters would take a page from Davis's book.
Well, he stands in back of the batter's box. You see how close he is toward home plate.
That's to right field. Kepler chasing it and chasing it down for the 3rd out. Twins will carry a 2-0 lead into the 2nd inning.
Well, to win a ball game or to keep it close, you have to have good defense no matter who's on the mound. Taylor Rogers, that was a heck of a play by Polanco, but it was Polanco in the bottom of the 9th inning that committed an error. And then a wild pitch by Hildenberger ended the game for the A's victory.
Yeah, if you were not watching last night, Twins got a huge break when Piscotty, the base runner, made a mistake running from second to third on a grounder to short. And you see it so many times. We've seen it twice in this series. The team, in a close ball game, the team that makes the plays toward the end of the game will almost always win the game. And that was a play that should have been made but wasn't. And as a result, the A's walked off the Twins. The pop-up left center field, and it's Semien the shortstop. The A's have walked off the Twins for the last 4 games here. The last 2 last year were walk-off wins for Oakland.
That's why the 2 runs early was on. Now we have to add on, so when you get late in a ball game, you have a 4 or 5 run lead rather than the nip type score.
Ray Adrianza will bat. The 15 walk-offs tying a club record set in 1964. So there is that. The next year, the Twins went to the World Series and won 102 ball games. So the bar's been set high with that stat. 1 strike to Adrianza. Chop to the right side. Olsen to the bag. 2 away. We'll bring up Jimenez. Twins have 3 catchers now. They flew Juan Gratterall here from Florida. He was here in time for the game yesterday. And Paul Mahler said they don't know how much he will catch. Bulk of the catching is expected to be done by Williams Astudillo, who caught the first 2 games, and Chris Jimenez, who will catch today. 2 down. Jimenez will bat. 6 hits, 20 at bats since he was obtained in the Bobby Wilson trade. And a strike.
Like the bat slipping out of Jimenez's hand on that good breaking ball down and away.
And a better second inning for Cahill. Twins still carry a 2-0 lead.
indicate Kyle Gibson's last outing against Kansas City was some of the best stuff he's seen from Gibby in a while. And he said this series, though, doesn't feel like the pitchers have been aggressive enough going in on these A's hitters. So he wants Kyle to really attack that inside corner. That should be key. Logan Forsythe woke up feeling a lot better today. Paul Molitor says they are still very confident that it wasn't a big deal. He is available in an emergency situation today. They just wanted to be cautious and giving him another day off. And today is the final leg of the Twins Triple Crown after the game. And guys, they're changing up the rules a little bit. They didn't want any controversial finishes this time. So instead of galloping, it's going to be a speed walk in this final leg. And the heavy favorite in the clubhouse is Williams Ostadillo, the underdog, hoping to get the win today, guys.
Swing and a miss. That'll be held after the game. And we could have an interesting contrast here, because if the A's win the game, they'll be celebrating on the field. And then shortly after that, one of the most peculiar things anyone's ever seen in a baseball field.
Twins might have to take that out to the parking lot.
1-2 to Matt Olson, then Ramon Laureano and Marcus Semien. What I'm curious is, what happens to the horse and jockey outfits after today?
eBay.
Well, you could.
So Kyle Gibson wore what he wore for his rookie initiation for Halloween after his rookie season.
So the players will get to keep him, you think?
Well, it seemed like Kyle got to keep his, yeah.
But you could auction them off.
You could.
For charity or whatever.
Right.
Well, it was a sight to behold. Anybody who didn't have any seniority was asked to do this in Detroit. This was the second leg.
Somebody, I believe that was Ellis. Or Elvis, isn't it? Our translator.
2-2. Pop foul and out of play.
Kyle making his 31st start. He knows what's happening here, with the A's right on the edge of celebrating, and he's pitched some very good games against tough opponents like the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. 2 starts against both those ball clubs, and he pitched well against both of them in all 4 starts.
Oh, they're 2-strike foul. Baltimore's beaten the Yankees 6-3. So the door is wide open for the A's to not only clinch a playoff spot here today, but draw to within a half game of New York in the wild card standings.
A's have played one more game coming into today's play than the Yankees.
The A's have an off day on Thursday. They leave here and go to Seattle. And we'll play the Mariners 3 times, while the Yankees are playing in St. Petersburg against the Rays.
Yeah, and the Rays have always played them well.
Blake Snell started for the Rays today. But this wild card situation could flip-flop. Full count now to Matt Olson leading off the Oakland second inning. High fly right field. It is hit a long way. A great at bat for Matt Olson, and it's a 2-1 ball game.
Now we talked about Chapman a little bit. Olson really getting a lot of at bats now, and he's producing home run number 28 on the year for the A's. Young man was their #1 pick by the A's back in 2012 in his 3rd season, but really first full season. And that powerful swing and the uppercut swing that the A's do so well as a ball club. That is their 214th home run on the season. Only the Yankees have hit more.
Did a great job keeping the at bat alive, as Cave did before he hit his first inning home run. Some 2-strike fouls. Then he clobbered one. And now Ramon Laureano.
And for Kyle, that's the 23rd home run he has allowed.
Now swing and a strike, 1-1. Gibson's faced 5 men. He's only retired 2 batters, but he did get ground ball double play in the first inning. mentioned, the A's go up to Seattle to open up a series tomorrow night. Have the off day Thursday. Then they go down to Anaheim and finish the regular season. But they essentially have to prepare for what would amount to a 2-week road trip when they leave here today, because from Anaheim they may go to New York, and if they win the wild card game in New York, then they go to Boston. Poke to right, and Laureano gets a hit. He's going to round first and head for second. He'll end up at second base with a bloop double. That'll bring up Semien. Let's take a look at the Twins out in the field with not a whole lot of options out there. Grossman gets left field again. Cave in center. Kepler in right. And an infield of Adrianza, Polanco, Petit, and Austin. Jimenez doing the catching. Mentioned the Twins calling up Gratterall. That was just to have a healthy body around. The bench consists of Forsythe, who the Twins would prefer not to play, a couple of backup catchers, and Johnny Field. Tying run at second, nobody out. Semien the batter. Inside, ball one.
First time for Kyle Gibson to face the Oakland A's since May 4th of last year. He faced him in Minnesota. He ended up losing the ball game 8-5. Worked 4 innings, gave up 4 runs. 1 win, 2 losses in his 3 previous starts against the A's.
And now falling behind 2-0. Back in 1987, the Twins had a chance to clinch a tie for a division championship, the old American League West, and they accomplished that and then clinched the division the next day in Arlington. 3-0.
That pitch looked pretty good right there. This outer half of the plate, maybe just a bit off the plate. Randazzo behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Take a look at this pitch. Yep, just a bit outside. 1 ball outside.
And a fastball cutting the plate in half.
Semien hit a 2-run home run in last night's ball game. Put the A's on the board in the 5th inning. That tied the game at 2 apiece.
Drilled to center. Cave coming in. Got a great break on the ball. Made the catch. 1 away. He charged in as soon as that ball left home plate.
That ball was hit very sharply.
1 down. That'll bring up Pinder.
Hit that ball as solid as he could. And Cave, you're right. He made a shot quick off the bat. Came in, got that line drive out. First out of the inning.
They say, outfielders will tell you, that ball, that type of ball, is the hardest one to read because it's hit right at you, and he got a really good read on that. 1 down, and now Pinder. Be a tough play for Adrianza, barehanding it, firing it, and a nice stretch by Austin. They got him 2 down.
Nice play right there by Adrianza. Only chance he had was to do what he did, barehanded, and then try to get something on that throw. Kind of a swinging bunt by Pinder. And Adrianza comes in, gets it on that short hop, and then gets it over to Austin just in time. Laureano ends up at 3rd base on the play.
I like that stretch by Austin. Sometimes you see first basemen a little lazy over at first base, and they don't come out to catch the ball.
Get it. Yep.
And of course, in this day of replay, we've already seen one play overturned at first base. The best the Twins have ever had at that was Ken Herbeck early in his career. Herbie would do the butterfly stretch and stole a lot of outs.
Yeah, I remember we had to try to pick him up after that. He'd roll over.
Lucroy the batter, 1-0. And now 2-0. Not the guy Twins want to see up there with the lead on the line here, because Lucroy's been really productive. 15 at bats, 7 hits, a home run, 6 runs batted in. And in limited duty, he's had some success against Gibson.
Yeah, 4 hits and 8 at bats with a home run. Of course, Lucroy and Gibson probably faced each other more when Lucroy was with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Way out in front, threw him an off-speed pitch. 2-1.
Lucroy coming over to the Oakland A's after last year with the Colorado Rockies. Started the season with the Rangers. 2-time All-Star when he was with the Brewers.
Fly ball right field. Kepler drifting towards the corner. Nice job by Gibson pitching after the Laureano double, and it's still a 2-1 Twins lead.
Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here.
Good start for the Twins. They lead it 2-1. The Oakland A's hope to win the ball game, clinch the wild card spot. They would face the Yankees in the wild card game at a site to be determined. But terrible news for the Yankees. Not only did they lose the ball game today, but they have lost Didi Gregorius.
Oh, no.
Gregorius scored on Aaron Hicks' walk-off double last night, and on his slide at home, he tore a ligament in his wrist. And Aaron Boone said he may be done for the year, but almost certainly one would think would be done, unable to play in the wild card game in 8 days, or 9 days, I should say. So terrible news for the Yankees. When the Twins have played Gregorius both in the wild card game last year and in New York earlier this year, he was their best hitter, at least the most productive hitter against the Twins.
You know, we had Didi Gregorius for the WBC last year, and he ended up hurting his shoulder at the WBC. Started the season last year on a disabled list because of that. But boy, that's a big loss.
liner to the shortstop. And I may have said ligament. I meant to say cartilage in his wrist. A line drive off the bat of Petit, out number 1. And Joe Mauer will bat.
Now batting, number 7, Joe Mauer.
Well, there's one chair left in the American League postseason. Of course, the Twins were the second wild card team last year, and the A's are on the verge of getting there with a magic number of 1. The Red Sox would host the wild card winner because they had the best record of the 3 division champions. I found this interesting. Mauer with a base hit, and he scored on Cave's home run. And Mauer now has 2,111 hits in his career. And next on the hit list, and I just assumed he was much higher on the hit list, Duke Snider at 2,116, meaning Mauer is just 5 hits away from a Hall of Famer. Now, Snider hit over 400 home runs, but I just assumed that Snider, based on his Hall of Fame stature, had at least 2,500 hits. So now you're comparing Mauer, who did something no catcher's ever done in winning a batting title, and he did it 3 years, and he's now in the neighborhood of Hall of Fame hitters in terms of the numbers of hits in a career. 1-2. And on the outside corner, Mauer takes a called third strike.
And Cahill picking up strikeout number 4 in the ball game.
7 in a row set down by Cahill after the Cave home run.
Well, the breaking ball straight over the top.
I don't know. Were you like me? Did you just assume Duke Snider had a lot more hits than that?
Well, you know, I was a Dodger fan growing up, so yeah, I mean, I thought he had more. Came over with the Brooklyn Dodgers over to L.A.
He had some 40 home run seasons.
Nice man. I had the opportunity to meet him many times.
You know, I never met the man, but I interviewed him for about 20 minutes on radio once years ago, and he told me something interesting. He had a frustrating year one year, and he spent his off season as much as players could back then working on their baseball skills. Even the best had to have, you know, second jobs. That's a fair ball. Polanco a little late coming out of the box. I think he thought it was going to carry to Chapman on the fly. We'll pick up the Duke Snider conversation on the other side of the break. And it's Fan Appreciation Weekend presented by Caribou Coffee. And the first 30,000 fans get a Twins stocking cap on Friday and Saturday night. Sunday's Kids Appreciation Day, and the first 10,000 kids 12 and under receive a TC Trapper cap. Get your tickets at twinsbaseball.com. Martini will lead off the third, and he chops the first pitch. And Petit will have to hurry, and he delivers a quick throw to Austin on target. One pitch, one away. Nice play by Petit. And the better plays have been made by the infielders having to charge the ball against Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson with that sinker, you're going to get more ground ball outs. And Martini beating it into the ground. And you see where Petit is playing deep second base, got to come charging in and then get rid of it quickly, which he is able to do to get Martini at first.
Chapman will bat with one out.
Finisher,
well,
Snyder.
I asked him about his career, and it was, as you said, he's just a great gentleman, and I wish I had the chance to have met him in person. But he said after one season, he felt he had struck out too much. Now, he only struck out 100 times twice in his Hall of Fame career, but he felt he had too many strikeouts. And so when he worked out for baseball in the offseason, and even, again, the best had to have second jobs during the wintertime because they didn't make all that much money during the season, he just tracked the baseball. He'd have someone throw to a catcher, and he stood in the batter's box and just watched the ball. He didn't even have a bat in his hand because he wanted to improve his pitch recognition. And now we see so many hitters in Twins uniforms and other uniforms, and that's the biggest issue they have, pitch recognition. And they all work out now in the offseason relentlessly, and you wonder whether maybe that wouldn't be a good idea for some of the young hitters. Just watch the ball and see when it's a curve, see when it's a strike.
Well, he's a great player, Hall of Fame player. He played in a lot of my golf tournaments that I had down in Southern California for fundraisers, and he was out of Fallbrook, California, which is kind of toward Escondido area in Southern California. Very nice man.
2-2 to Chapman. Strike three on a check swing, 2 down.
Good breaking ball, hard slider down and away, and Gibson picking up his first strikeout. So working ahead in the count. See the good slider. Chapman couldn't hold up.
2 down, and now Piscotty. Just one other thought about the Snyder radio interview I did a long time ago. He said one of his favorite teammates of all time was Wayne Terwilliger, longtime Twins coach on the 87 and 91 teams. Swung on and missed, strike one.
Another good slider right there by Gibson.
That pitch has been a really effective pitch for Gibson in keeping the right-handed hitters honest this year.
You know what Gibson's done a good job of, and last inning was a good example of damage control. You know, a couple, 2-3 years ago, Kyle would give up that multi-run inning when things seemed to not go his way. But I think this year he's done a very good job to lead off, the home run and then the double, but he got out of that by just allowing the one run. That's part of maturity, about feeling confident out there, and I think Kyle portrays that now. He's very confident out on that mound. Has a lot of confidence in every pitch that Jimenez puts down, that he's going to keep it down in the strike zone and hopefully get a ground ball out, if not a strikeout.
Back inside with a fastball.
It takes time for so many individuals. Some guys pick it up. You're not, Mike Trout picked it up right away. Other players, it takes time out on that mound time or at bats.
Lazy fly to center. Cave has it measured.
Good
and
inning.
Gibson has his first 1-2-3 inning.
Two-run home run in the first inning gave the Twins an early 2-0 lead, but then in the top of the second inning, bottom of the second, Matt Olson hitting his 28th home run. Makes it a 2-1 ball game, and that's where we stand here, going to the top of the fourth inning.
There's been so little that's gone right for the Twins this year, but the presence and performance of Jake Cave is one of them. Swung on and missed. Remember at the time, I think a lot of Twins fans were going, what do we need another outfielder for? You know, we got Rosario, we've got Buxton, we've got Kepler, we've got Granite, we've got all these outfielders, and the Twins went out and got Jake Cave. And he's taken advantage of the opportunity better than some have, given that same opportunity. He looks like he's a major leaguer to stay for a while.
Well, you know, sometimes you have to give a lot of credit to the scouting department that goes down to the minor leagues and watch these young kids perform. And again, Jake Cave, you know, locked in a little bit in that Yankee system because he didn't get the call up, but good minor league numbers. Scouts, the Twin scouts saw something. So when they traded for Lance Lynn, the Yankees did. Excuse me, Jake Cave came over.
Yeah, he was
for Luis Gil.
Right, in a late spring training.
Right. So they saw something that this young man can compete at this level, and he has.
Tyler Austin came in the Lance Lynn deal midseason. Cave strikes out. He did not in that first inning at bat. Got a couple of 2-strike fouls before he hit his home run, and now 9 in a row set down by Trevor Cahill.
And 5 strikeouts.
Zubaz Palooza coming up on Friday. The special ticket package includes a game ticket and your very own limited edition Minnesota Twins Zubaz pants. Take advantage of the special offer available exclusively by logging on to twinsbaseball.com/Zubaz. I'm going to see if I can get a pair of those, and I'm going to take them into my tailor and see what she says. I bet she's never worked on a pair of Zubaz, because who cares how trim they fit or how long they are? They just hang.
One fits all, right?
Yeah. 1-1 to Grossman. Two and one.
Cahill started his career here in Oakland. He came up with the Oakland A's in 2009. His best season in an A's uniform back in 2010 when he made the All-Star team. 18-8 in 30 starts, an ERA under 3.
Rushing in is Laureano, and he won't get there. He'll play it on a hop. Grossman's aboard with the 3rd Twins hit.
And that stopped that streak of 9 consecutive outs for Cahill. And the Twins pick up their 3rd hit. So not hit sharply. A little flare in the center field. Laureano, good speed right there. He could not catch up to it. So 1-out single for Grossman.
And now Tyler Austin. Austin went down swinging his first time up. Ball 1.
I was saying earlier about Cahill and Brett Anderson, they were kind of, you know, security blankets for the Oakland A's in spring training. Both of them signed in March. Little did they know they would need them here in September.
2-0.
He's had some injuries over the last couple of years that have hurt him a little bit. Last year with the Padres and the Royals. This year, a couple stints on a disabled list.
3-0 to Austin with Kepler on deck. As great a story as it's been for Oakland, you look at who the competition will be, starting with the Yankees in the wild card game. The winner take all, loser go home, and that'll be an interesting game to be sure. Strike.
I was talking to Ray Fosse, the analyst for the Oakland A's, about when they go to the postseason, they face the Yankees. What's his thoughts on who they might start? Would they go to a bullpen type of game? And he said they'd probably start Edwin Jackson because he has some success in postseason. And then, of course, have the bullpen take over as quick as possible.
Thrown into short right field. Grossman to third. And he'll round the bag and hold up there. And the A's are a little fortunate that Pinder got a piece of that throw, or else it had rolled into the bullpen area and Grossman would have scored, because
there's so much foul territory here in Oakland.
Number 26.
You can see Chapman right there. The throw on the first base side, and Pinder could not get it in his glove. And Robbie alertly scoots over to third. There'll be an error on Chapman, his 19th of the year, and the 85th for the Oakland A's.
And this figures to be another close ball game, and Twins need to take advantage of the other team's mistakes. They did not late in the ball game last night, and see what Kepler can do about this now. First and third, one down. Tapper foul, one strike.
Some action in the bullpen. Sean Kelly, first one up of the 84 relievers they have.
15 righties and 2 lefties. Getting back to the point I was starting to make, you know, the wild card game will be interesting, and one team will advance, the other won't. And then whoever survives that game is going to run into some potentially really good starting pitching. The Red Sox would await the winner, and now you're dealing with Price and Sale and guys like that. And then beyond that, Cleveland and Houston, with their starting pitching, they'll have the advantage over whoever they face down the road. And now taken by Kepler, 2-1.
Cahill thinking strikeout right here.
Kepler hoping to drive the ball hard someplace. He's hit the ball short in the air a lot lately to the left side.
They're looking for his 20th home run of the season, too.
Pulled foul between Jeff Smith and the line. 2-2. Kepler's just kind of hit a plateau in August and September.
And it averaged down to 224 coming into this ball game.
Big spot here now, trying to get the ball to the outfield to get Grossman in from third.
Looking for his 20th home run and his 30th double. Get one of those.
Fouled at the plate. That got the home plate umpire, Tony Randazzo.
Take a look at this foul ball.
Got him in the right hand around the thumb, it looked like.
Luke Roy taking some extra time behind the plate. Kissing up to the umpire.
Another 2-2.
Well, he tried that curveball down and in. Kepler fouled it off. See where they go again.
Into left field, a base hit.
Good.
Kepler drives in Grossman. It's a 3-1 ball game.
That's a good at bat right there for Kepler. He fouled off a nasty breaking ball down and in. They got a piece of the umpire, and then Cahill went back. It looked like with a breaking ball, and this time Kepler kind of just smartly taking that ball the other way. Shot it through the infield, picks up an RBI, his 53rd.
So instead of the A's turning an inning-ending double play in the Austin at bat, there's still only one out, a run in. 2 men out there now for Adrianza. It's nice to see Max not pop the ball up to the left side. That's what he's been doing a lot. Not necessarily pulling the ball, but nothing hit with much authority to the left side, and he hit a hot ground ball through the hole.
Adrianza getting more playing time and producing. Picked up 3 doubles already in this 3-game series.
Adrianza, of course, on this road trip, been unable to swing the bat from the right side. Twins are going to face some left-handed starting pitching in the Tigers series. Matthew Boyd pitching the second game and Francisco Liriano the third game. So we'll hope that by then Adrian's shoulder is okay and will allow him to hit right-handed if he's still in the starting lineup. Cracked foul.
Well, he faced a left-hander the other day and hit a double. So
hitting left-handed.
Hitting left-handed, right.
Asked him about it the other day, and he said it's the first time he'd ever done that. And so he did so reluctantly because as a switch hitter, you necessarily don't practice hitting lefty-lefty.
Well, that's going back to what Duke Snyder said. Just see the ball,
Yeah.
whether, you know, whoever's out there, just look for the ball and hopefully make good contact.
1-2. Driven to the gap in right center field. Down for a hit. Cut off in the gap by Liriano. Austin will score. It's a double for Adrianza, and the Twins are taking full advantage of the Oakland error.
And for Adrianza, his fourth hit in this three-game series and his fourth double, driving in his second run of the series. So a breaking ball, weighted back nicely. And Liriano did a good job of cutting that off because Max Kepler was right behind Austin as he scores the second run of the inning.
Kelly will come in. The Twins have scored a couple of runs they shouldn't have scored because of the Chapman error. Presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Ram. Hurry in and get a great deal during Ram Power Days. Twins with a chance to create a little more breathing room. Chris Jimenez in the box. 2 men in scoring position. And the A's have brought the infield in with a new pitcher on the mound.
Yeah, Sean Kelly, who worked here on Friday night, he gave up that 3-run triple to Polanco in the 6th inning.
Called. The inning should have ended on Austin's ground ball to Chapman, but an errant throw has opened the door a crack, and the Twins are widening the doorway. And the lead swung on and missed 1-1.
Kelly fastball, 2-seam, 4-seam fastball. The last pitch, the breaking ball in his first season with the A's, getting traded over from the Washington Nationals in early August.
Missing inside, and it's 2-1. Very close pitch.
Hey, went back to that breaking ball, started inside. Good pitch. Not called.
Three and one with Petit on deck. fly ball right field. Kepler will set up for a tag. So will Adrianza. Everybody moves up, and Jimenez gets the job done at 5-1.
Good at bat right there by Jimenez. Kepler scores. Adrianza moves over to third, and for Jimenez, his 5th RBI of the season. In a Twins uniform, fastball away.
Now batting, number 40, Gregorio.
And the Twins
Petit.
score their 3rd run of the inning, have a 5-1 lead.
And now Petit, who lined out to Semien in his first at bat, will try to get Adrianza in from third. Pitch is up, ball 1. Right now, I think 2 of the runs will be earned runs. The 3rd run will be unearned. Fouled off the end of the bat.
What's the 4th one going to be?
That'll be unearned too.
Take advantage of the opponent's mistakes. That's what Twins have been able to do this inning.
It does work both ways, doesn't it?
Yes, it
you know,
does.
when the Twins lose these walk-off games, it's because they made a mistake somewhere along the line. A blast to left center field, a long run for Laureano, and he will get there on the edge of the track. Good inning for the Twins. They pounce on the Chapman error and expand the lead now to 5-1. For next year, season tickets are on sale. You get the best seats at the best price and automatically become part of the Sweet Spot Rewards and Benefits program. You can learn more at twinsbaseball.com/season tickets or call 800-33-TWINS. Now with a 4-run lead, Chris Davis with the bases empty takes ball 1 against Kyle Gibson.
Kyle's retired the last 6 batters. 48 pitches right now, 28 strikes.
Missing 2-0. Brewers beat the Pirates 13-4, and the Cubs are leading the White Sox 6-1. The game is in the 9th inning. Yusmeiro Petit warming up for the A's. And right now, a legend is wrapping up his broadcasting career. Hawk Harrelson is saying goodbye to the Sox fans and the Cub fans on the south side of Chicago. Quite a moment.
Yep, Hawk Harrelson, a legend in his own mind. Good man.
And a 4-pitch walk, and Gibson brings the glove up and mutters something into the glove like, where have these pitches been?
They're kind of still looking in.
The last two looked like they had the plate.
Yeah, wow, good pitch.
Batting first baseman, number 28, Max Olson.
You don't want to walk the leadoff man, but it looked like a couple of those pitches were strikes.
And that's where Jimenez has got to talk to the home plate umpire. As a pitcher, you don't want to, you know, stare too long. That's where that catcher can help you out.
And now misfiring ball one. DQ combination. Look at the home run list. Of course, the Yankees, that was expected. The A's third in Major League Baseball with home runs hit. There is a strike on the right hand of Tony Randazzo. Where last year the Twins hit just over 200 home runs. They're going to finish with 40 home runs less than that this year. 2-1.
Yeah, Kyle trying to work that sinker down and away, maybe a ground ball out. Had one double play turn behind him already. That in the first inning off the bat of Chapman. Olson has that uppercut swing.
Swung on and missed. 2-2. And that's the frustrating thing, I'm sure, as a pitcher. You obviously experienced it. I didn't, but you hit the corners and they're not called, and then you got to throw strikes. So you end up getting too much of the plate to a dangerous hitter.
Yeah, that's again, it's important for your catcher to say, "Come on, man, we need that pitch." You know. Did you think it was low?
Did you have your eyes open? They'll get one. They got out, and in the exchange, Adrianza dropped the ball, but they got the lead runner one away.
Don't know if they'd been able to get Olson anyway, but you know, Petit was playing a deep second base in the throw to Adrianza. He's now, you know, the third baseman guarding the infield, and a little mishap right there, not getting a handle on that baseball.
So score at 4-5. Petit to Adrianza. And Laureano will bat. He chipped a double short down the right field line on the heels of Olson's home run, but he never budged from second base. There was nobody out at the time. Gibson got a line out, a ground ball, and a fly out to get out of the inning. Man alive, where's that? You know, we've talked about this before. Here's the box. Right there.
And that's where Gibson has to pitch too, because he's a ground ball pitcher. So you need that sinker called if you hit that box. Last thing he wants to do is start elevating that fastball up, because that's where Oakland A's like it. So you're looking for consistency. Players look for consistency out of themselves, as do umpires.
But an umpire's first job is to call strikes. If he calls a few ball strikes, that's still not good, but that's not as bad as a pitcher throwing it in the zone and not having a call. Foul again, 1-2. We have the box and we see high, low, east, west, whatever, and if it's out of the box and it's called a strike, that's not good. But man, anything that's in the box has got to be called. It's frustrating to watch it.
It's not the easiest to do. I know they get you know, they have their good moments and bad moments.
1-2 to Laureano. Now 2-2. And Jimenez with a nice job blocking it. It's a full count. Down 4. I doubt that Olson will take off here. We'll see.
Breaking ball right there. Jimenez keeping it at front of him to his right.
Olsen with a very short lead at first. Chopper towards second. Petit spins out there. Safe at first, and we'll see if the Twins challenge that. Laureano has speed, and it looked like he beat it out, but the Twins might take a look at it.
Yeah, he's hit. He is not hit into a double play yet this year. Laureano has not. Now, he lined into a double play the other night, but not a ground ball double play.
Don't think the Twins will challenge it now with a 4-run lead and risk losing a challenge later on. So they will not challenge it. A couple of fielders' choices after the 4-pitch walk started the inning, and now Semien.
Marcus Semien.
That Gibson was able to get out of the second inning with just 1 run allowed. The inning started with a home run and a double, largely due to Jake Cave's nice read of Semien's wicked line drive to center that followed the double. On the ground. Great stop at third by Adrianza, and he throws him out.
Nice play.
What a play by A-Ray Adrianza to end the inning. The Twins are searching for a victory here on the last game of this road trip. Our Pepsi fans of the game hoping for that as well. And a 5-1 lead for the Twins. It'll be Joe Mauer leading things off against another Oakland pitcher, Yusmeiro Petit.
Yeah, Petit's been around the block a lot of different ball clubs in his first season with the Oakland A's.
His chances of pitching through the Twins lineup aren't very good, so we are denied what would be the first ever matchup between the only 2 Petits who've ever played Major League Baseball.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
Gregorio just made the 3rd out of the 4th inning, and Yusmeiro Petit probably won't pitch long enough to face all 9 Twins batters. 1-1 to Mauer. Single and a run scored in the first, called out on strikes in the 3rd. I don't think it would cause any of the fans here to save their ticket stubs or anything, but it's kind of a novelty. The only 2 Petits to play in the big leagues that never faced each other.
Yeah, Petit out of Venezuela, 33 years old. He signed by the Mets as a free agent back in 2001. So he's been around the block. A lot of different clubs, 6 different teams.
Driven to center and a base hit for Mauer, his second of the ball game. Take a look at nice play by A-Ray Adrianza, compliments of StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Yeah, it's the second nice play that Adrianza has made. Remember, he came in on that ball that Pinter hit and got him out at first base. So Adrianza, 2 nice plays at third.
Mauer with a couple of bullets for hits, and of course this is the last road game of this season. They're taking the ball out. That's curious. Career hit number 2,112. And he's tied Harmon Killebrew for most times reaching base. And I'm guessing Joe's a fan of Twins history, and at his request.
Anytime you can tie Harmon with anything,
yeah,
you keep that as a souvenir.
But it sets up what was going to be a discussion point anyway. Joe's not made it clear that he wants to come back or doesn't want to come back again next year. So it will be, I don't know if it's going to be a distraction, but it will be something to watch for in the final homestand of the year. Joe's admitted that he's already, because of his indecision, a little apprehensive about the last homestand, whether it'll be his last game at Target Field. Games.
Well, whatever he decides, he's had a very, very solid career.
Inside missing, and it's 1-2.
A lot of good things for Joe Mauer. And a class act, just like Harmon.
Well, on and off the field, he's given the Twins organization so much credibility over the years. I don't know that I've ever seen him give it a bat away. The thousands of times we've seen him hit. Chopped to the right side. Pinder. Did they get the out at second base? The runner's safe at first, and the Twins are going to look and see whether Semien had the ball in his glove while he was.
I believe that was Chapman.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Whether he had the glove in his hand as he was doing a pirouette around the bag.
Well, take a look right here. The throw to Chapman.
I don't think he had his foot on the bag. I'm guessing the Twins are going to challenge this.
They will not. Better look. Boy.
Well, the Twins aren't challenging it, and that. Well, there's
right there. That's what I think they look at. He looked like he had his right foot on the bag when that ball was in his glove.
Polanco aboard on a fielder's choice, and now Cave with a 2-run home run and a strikeout. The monitor I have here to my left is a little hot, as they say.
Yeah, mine too.
But mine, and I'm dating myself here, mine, I need to find the horizontal hold button. Remember, used to watch TV and that bar would slide up and down the screen?
Yeah.
This monitor has that. I haven't seen that in 40 years.
Look for the hold button then.
It used to be annoying just when you're watching a TV show and it would always happen at the most dramatic time, and then that black bar would slide up or down. Thank goodness we're past that time period. One and 0. Another good crowd here. 35,754. They had what, 39,000 and some last night. They had fireworks after the ball game.
Well, last home game for the A's this season.
That is a foul ball, and apparently Olson didn't touch the ball as it sailed past his glove.
You see Olson going for it just out of his reach. He makes contact right there. He's in fair territory. That's a fair ball.
If that hits so much as a lace of his glove, he's got plenty of them hanging there. Look at that. 1-1.
Well, Cave hit a 2-run home run in his first at-bat, gave the Twins a 2-0 lead, and Petit has allowed 13 home runs out of the bullpen. This is his 71st relief appearance.
Strike called inside, and it's 1-2.
Cave thought that was inside. Take a look at the fastball inside. And it was inside.
And now smothered by Lucroy.
Petit back in the Bay Area. He pitched 4 seasons for the Giants in 2012 to 2015. Part of 2 World Series championships the Giants had. 2 of the 3 they had in the even years, 2010, 2012, 2014.
Another check on Polanco. Two in the first, 3 in the fourth. Twins looking for more here in the fifth, leading 5-1. Cave swings through, strike 3. 2 down.
Yeah, something off speed, a changeup right there, and Cave swinging through it. Petit picks up a strikeout.
Now Grossman, who delivered a 1-out bloop single to center field in the fourth, and that opened the door for a 3-run inning. We've got a little help on Chapman's error, but then followed up with 3 good at bats to score the 3 runs. Fouled back, strike 1. Grossman, one of 4 position players the Twins have right now who are with the Twins on opening day in Baltimore. The others, Mauer, Kepler, and Adrianza. 0-2. Handful of relief pitchers. Rogers, Hildenberger. 3 starting pitchers. Actually, 2 relief pitchers and 3 starting pitchers. Gibson, Odorizzi, and Barrios. 0-2 to Robbie Grossman. Blocked by Lucroy. I was watching the Red Sox-Yankee game on television the other night. Jim Cott, our friend, was doing the broadcast, and he was talking about the good old days when pitchers would want that ball back after it hit the dirt.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now umpires would prefer to check the ball, but almost always take it out of play. Catchers can't return it to the mound once the ball clearly has been in the dirt. Polanco takes off, and he's aboard with a stolen base.
And Grossman doesn't like to call as it's a call, strike 3.
And the Twins get a leadoff single, but strand a runner. It's still 5-1.
so why not hit a 3-run home run in the 3rd inning? Quite poetic for Manny Machado, helping his team to the 7-2 win over the Padres. Dodgers' magic number for clinching the division now down to 7. They're a game and a half ahead of Colorado, guys.
All right, right here it's 5-1. The A's with a win will clinch a wild card spot. Gibson misses with his first pitch to Pinder, gets a swinging strike one, 1-1.
And that'll be someone that you're going to watch during the wintertime. Where will Machado end up? Free agent at the end of the year?
Only because of his ties to the Twins organization. I'll be curious where Brian Dozier goes.
Yep.
Not had a good month and a half, I guess it's been, almost 2 months.
Well, he started off red hot.
Hitting under 200 for the Dodgers. Be curious where he goes and what kind of contract he'll sign. Swing and a miss. Pinder strikes out for the first out of the 5th inning.
Good breaking ball. Gibson picking up his 2nd strikeout. Almost the same pitch he struck Matt Chapman out on a couple innings ago.
Well, better start to the 5th inning than 4th, and when Gibson walked Davis on 4 pitches, and now Lucroy.
I think we saw that a couple of those 4 pitches were in that box.
Lucroy hit a fly ball to right field his first time up. Emilio Pagan getting loose.
Good 2-seamer right there compared to the previous was more of a 4-seamer down and away. That more the 2-seamer has a little sink to it. And Lucroy swinging through it.
Two and one.
Lucroy, 32 years old. He came up with the Brewers back in May of 2010. Made his major league debut against the Twins in Minnesota on that day. Twins won that game 15-3. Nick Blackburn won that ball game over the Brewers.
Three and one. Leadoff man Nick Martini on deck. Gibson's walked just one man. That was Davis leading off the 4th. And a 5-pitch walk, putting Lucroy aboard. And now Martini.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Sky can't be any bluer than it is here today in Oakland. Martini with a single in the 1st, hit a ground ball to 2nd in the 3rd. .73 pitches, just 39 strikes for Gibson. One and one. Inside, 2-1.
Slider down and in. Kyle making his 158th major league start here this afternoon. His 4th career start against the A's. 52 wins in his career. Looking for 53 here in this ball game.
Where was that pitch? Gibson snapped his glove up, visibly upset with Tony Randazzo. He's been throwing pitches there all afternoon long.
Yeah, you want to pitch here. Kyle, again, it's not like Odorizzi, you know, that can pitch up. His strength is down, and well, pretty frustrating.
Home plate umpire's having a terrible game.
I think he's had a bad game for both sides, but especially for Kyle, it seems like.
3-1. And there's another walk. And Gibson and Jimenez are going to have a chat. And here comes Garvin Alston, too. And Alston has some words to say with Tony Randazzo, and I don't blame him.
Well, this might be a point where a pitching coach wants that umpire to walk out. If I was a pitching coach, I'd probably be run out probably once a week, probably.
Well, here comes Randazzo, and all eyes are on the home plate umpire as he walks out.
Well, keep an eye on Alston, see if he says anything. There's some words right there. Come on, man.
I'm guessing there are 5 or 6 pitches that have been right there. Perfect pitches by Gibson.
Garvin got his 2 cents in. You know, he was the bullpen coach last year for the Oakland A's and spent a lot of time in the A's system. Garvin Alston did in the minor leagues.
Thanks to back-to-back walks from a guy who doesn't walk many people. Chapman comes up and has a chance to redeem himself for his costly error.
Yeah, so if Jimenez isn't saying anything to Randazzo, Alston did. Something like punch a hole in that mask. See if he can get another double play off the bat of Chapman.
Well, that looked an awful lot like ball 3 in the prior plate appearance.
Well, thing about baseball, you can't do anything about it. Now you can continue to make quality pitches.
Half swing and strike 2.
That's the same pitch that struck out Chapman in his last at bat. That good slider down and away. That was Gibson's first strikeout. We got to go back out there again. He's had a couple uneventful swings. See where Jimenez sets up here. Tried the fastball away and just missed. Got to go back to that slider.
One and 2. Swing, no swing. 2 and 2. Gibson's just missed the outside corner and the inside corner.
Yeah, you know, when somebody has a bad swing like Chapman did in the previous at bat, struck out on that slider, and now you're trying 2 fastballs. Go back to the slider. Chapman wants to swing the bat.
What a stop by Adrianza and a double play. Oh my goodness. His second sterling defensive play at third base.
He ended the 4th inning with a great play going to his right. Right here, Chapman just hitting it sharply. Adrianza diving for it. Good throw And a good double play. Second turn behind Gibson. Wow.
And while the A's ponder a challenge, both Jimenez and Gibson engaged in a hopefully friendly chat with Tony Randazzo. What a double play to end the inning. The third baseman can make.
Boy, Chapman got a changeup and he hammered it right there. And Adrianza made his third great play here this afternoon. Wow. Nice turn of the double play over.
That's an RBI double. Yep. And then who knows what follows. My goodness, what a pivotal play.
And a nice turn right there by Petit at second base.
And while the A's pondered a challenge, there was a three-man huddle between the home plate umpire, the catcher, and the pitcher. Tyler Austin will lead off the sixth there for the Twins, who, thanks to Adrianza, are still up 5-1. Pagan delivers strike one.
Oh, one thing Kyle did, you know, he's talking to the home plate umpire, saying, you know, where are those balls? Those are pitches that I'd like to get called.
Made his point without a vein sticking out of his neck or anything like that.
Right.
Austin takes a ball 1-1.
And Pagan in his first season with the A's. Last year with the Seattle Mariners. Traded over during the winter from Seattle to Oakland. Making his 52nd relief appearance. 57 2/3 innings. Only 18 walks. 1 intentional. 59 strikeouts.
2-1.
Fastball right there at 94. Also a slider and a changeup.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
As mentioned before, one thing Oakland has done, they have one of the best bullpens in all of baseball. Very good combined ERA, about 3.3 out of that bullpen. 42 wins. That's a record for the Oakland A's for wins out of the bullpen.
Thought we're back. Which is why, again, with the rules in place, the roster rules in place for the wild card game, they may very well pitch a bullpen game. Maybe someone like, as you said, Edwin Jackson maybe fires a veteran, would pitch a couple 3 innings.
Yeah,
and
as soon as he runs into trouble, boy.
boom, 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 boom. Now that's kind of how the wild card game played out last year. Unfortunately for the Twins and Yankees, Severino couldn't get out of the first. That's strike 3. And Lucroy throws off target, and Austin will reach. A throwing error by Lucroy, with Austin running down the line, and his throw pulled Olson off the bag.
You know, in last night's ball game, when Hildenberger threw that wild pitch, that ball kind of hit and went up. This wild pitch right here got through the wickets of Lucroy, but it bounced back toward home plate. And Lucroy, I think he slipped right here. He didn't have the best. He didn't have his feet underneath him.
Probably should have caught the pitch in the first place. It looked like it went between his legs and was between his legs past his glove before it hit the dirt. Here's Kepler.
That'll be a strikeout and a wild pitch. Charge to Lucroy.
No error.
No error. Yeah, there has to be an error there.
One and 0 to Kepler. Singled in a run his last time up. Hard ground ball through the left side of the infield. A high pop up to center. And Laureano staring up into the high sky, staggers a little bit, but makes the play 1 away. MLB At Bat is your #1 Twins app. You can customize your experience to catch every moment. Get Twins home screen icons, features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. And you're running out of time. A week from today, the season will come to an end. I hate that.
Yeah, what will you do?
Too early to ice fish.
Oh, you could try it.
Yeah, thanks. Try fishing in some open water. See if I remember where I put my golf clubs last fall.
No, you go hunting also, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. One strike to Adrianza. And now 2.
Now, do you go bow hunting?
I've thought about it. I never have.
Okay.
But I could see.
I know Dan Gladden is big into bow hunting.
He's into a lot of things I'm not into. But I've thought about it. It'd be a great way to spend some time. If you enjoy time in the woods. But I satisfy my deer hunting during the firearm season. That's hit to right center field, and Laureano is there for the catch out number 2.
Adrianza again hit that ball sharply.
Jimenez will hit with a runner at first and 2 down.
Number 46, Chris Jimenez.
Jimenez struck out in the second, hit the fly ball to right to produce the 3rd run of the 3-run 4th inning. Fouled back into the radio booth for Oakland. I don't know that I've ever seen a ball come up into the broadcast level here. Ken Korak and Vince Cotroneo.
Yeah, Vince has the ball. He's going to look for a fan. Make sure they have a glove as they throw it down toward him.
And Jimenez takes a ball 1-1. I wonder where, if they do build the new ballpark here, whether, where the broadcast booths will be.
As long as they don't do what the Pirates have done in the Washington Nationals, where we're up by the light towers.
The new Texas ballpark has the booths way up high. Swung on and missed, 1-2. And sometimes, you know, we did it at Target Field down the right field line. We got the flagpole from Met Stadium as kind of a tribute to the old ballpark. My hope is that here they take this carpeted tabletop that we get to work on here and put that in the new ballpark. They repurpose.
I think better yet, when they do destroy this place, they send it to you.
They repurposed the carpeting from a 1970 Ford Maverick and put it up here for us.
Did he go?
Jimenez is gone. Twins can't take advantage of the second Oakland error, but still lead 5-1. Head to foxsportsnorth.com, submit a photo and message for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle during the broadcast and receive $100 in scratch tickets. With the Minnesota Lottery, every day is game day.
I got to be honest with you, I think Kyle Gibson's pitched one of his better games so far, even though it's only 5 innings. He's had a lot of pitches that have not gone his way, but yet he got through the last 3 innings without giving up a hit. Now, he walked a couple. I walked 3 actually, but no hits.
Piscotty, a routine play for Adrianza on this day. 1 down. Don't hit it to him. He's having a great game in the field. You brought a couple of comparison with Eduardo Escobar years ago, utility guy, and then as he got more playing time, the numbers got better. And
right.
My goodness, Adrianza's just, well, he came to the Twins with a reputation of being a really good defender. But he's hit a little bit better, I think, than the Twins have thought, too.
Getting more playing time,
yeah.
You know, getting more at-bats. You know, with the Phillies, yeah, he, you know, got a couple at-bats, a little cup of coffee here or there. And it's tough to play maybe once a week, come in late in a ball game as a defensive replacement, and not even get an at-bat.
And it's fun from where we sit. You can tell when a player wants the ball hit to him. He's feeling it today. Hit me another one. Swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Davis drew a leadoff walk in the 4th. A's don't have a hit since Laureano's bloop double in the 2nd inning. In the dirt. I think it's fair to say, we've talked about it before, I think Gibson's career, certainly in a Twins uniform, was at a crossroads last year. Sent down to the minor leagues a couple of times.
Well, he himself said that's kind of a wake-up call for him. And that's the pitch right there that has, I think, made him very consistent. He's trusting that fastball. He's got the hard slider. Good changeup. He'll mix in a curveball now and then. Davis had a vicious swing on that slider. See if they go back to that slider.
Right center field. Cave shielding his eyes, fighting the sun, making the play, out number 2. And that'll bring up Matt Olson.
Now that high sky here this afternoon in Oakland, you can see that glove right there as a shield, and then makes the catch.
I still, to this day, don't know what that means. High sky. I've said it myself. What?
Well, the
The
sky
is no higher here than it is in Minnesota.
It's high there too. It's high all over.
The sky goes on into infinity.
Yes, it does.
And a ground ball with a 4-man outfield hit right to Cave, who was swung over in right center field.
Olson picking up his second hit. He put the A's on the board with his home run in the second inning. They found that hole in the shift.
3 infielders on that side, but eventually it rolled to an outfielder because there were 4 of them. Here's Laureano.
4 hits for the A's here this afternoon so far. Olson with 2 of those 4.
Laureano with a double. He also reached on a fielder's choice. Missing low.
Gibson at 90 pitches now, 48 strikes. Not the ball to strike ratio we usually see from Kyle, but he has been around the plate all afternoon.
There's a strike. Gibson will get one more start next weekend against the White Sox.
I think about 3 weeks ago we were talking that maybe Barrios and Gibson would hit that 200 inning pitched mark, but it doesn't look like neither one of them will.
And a hot ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Wilson checks in at second, and that'll bring up Semi. 2 outs in the inning, and Gibson's done his best pitching this year in situations like this, getting the final out with a threat on the bases.
Well, fastball left out over the plate. You saw Jimenez sitting middle in and left over the plate. And Laureano hitting it sharply through the middle. But as you said, there are 2 outs. So a big out right here for Kyle.
Semion's hit 2 balls very hard. One to center field in front of Cave. He came in and made the catch. And then he hit the first smash that Adrianza made a great play on to wrap up the 4th inning. To right field, and Kepler is there. Couple of hits after the second out do no damage, and Kyle Gibson has been cruising through 6. Here's a Grand Casino story of the game.
Now, Jake Cave gave the Twins a 2-0 lead with his 12th home run, a 2-run home run in the first inning. Matt Olson hitting a home run, making it 2-1. His home run coming in the bottom of the second inning. And then the Twins scored 3 times in the fourth inning. Highlighted by an RBI double by Adrianza, sacrifice fly off the bat of Jimenez, and a big error by the third baseman, Matt Chapman. Twins holding on to that lead. 5-1 lead going to the top of the 7th.
And if they can win here this afternoon, they'll delay the Oakland celebration that seems inevitable. But also they'll finish the road trip 5-5, which isn't great. But when you start 0-3, as the Twins did in Kansas City, that's pretty good. Liam Hendricks opened the ball game here Friday night for the A's. He'll get an inning here this afternoon.
He was the opener. He's done it 7 times, making his 22nd relief appearance.
Petit swings and misses 0-2.
As the opener here on Friday night, he threw 28 pitches, 19 for strikes, a walk, a couple strikeouts. He gave up a hit to Jake Cave. We talked about it Friday night. Liam, out of Australia, signed by the Twins back in 2007, spent 3 seasons in a Twins uniform. Also has pitched for the Toronto Blue Jays, the Royals, and now in his 3rd season with the A's.
Fouled away. Twins haven't scored in the last couple innings, and you talked about it before when this team has done well, particularly on the road. They did that in the 4-game winning streak out of Kansas City and through Detroit. Add on runs, playing with the lead and continuing to score instead of being held scoreless. That's over the mound, and Petit's going to hustle, and he'll get a hit. So Petit just chopping one over the mound, and it died as soon as it hit the grass behind the mound, a leadoff single. Twins off-season baseball camps are back. They're presented by Select Heartland Chevy dealers. Camps provide players an opportunity to continue developing their skills as well as prepare for tryouts and the start of a new season. Included are 5 to 10 hours of instruction addressing general baseball skills taught by an experienced staff of dedicated instructors. For a full schedule and registration, visit twinsbaseball.com/training. Here is Mauer, 2 base hits in the ball game. Ball 1. Paul Molitor saying he and Joe have talked about the final homestand, time off, DH days, whatever. Might be 2. Pinder. And it is a 4-6-3 double play. Two down, and that'll bring up Polanco.
Now Pinder, good feed over there to Simeon, and then a relay throw. First double play turned by the A's. In today's ball game, Twins have turned a couple behind Kyle Gibson.
No activity in the Twins bullpen, so Kyle Gibson will be asked to at least start the 7th inning.
93 pitches for Kyle for 6 innings.
Polanco's 0 for 3. Buzzing the inside corner. One and one. And the Yankees lost to the Orioles, so the A's have all the incentive in the world to win this ball game. They would clinch a wild card spot and be just a half game behind New York in the wild card standings. It's fouled off a leg up the line, foul. And the magic number for Oakland is 1. And the Yankees have the edge on Oakland in the tiebreaker. The first tiebreaker's head-to-head competition, and they went 3-3 in that. But the Yankees have a better divisional record than the A's have. And that is the second tiebreaker. On the ground, Olsen with another nice play there, flipping to the pitcher. And Hendricks faces just 3 men in the seventh.
In Pittsburgh, Milwaukee with the bases loaded in the 6th inning until Michael Feliz uncorking a wild pitch to score Jesus Aguilar easily, but the ball was so far away from home plate that Ryan Braun also able to come home, and then finally the throw from Josh Bell gets past Feliz, which means Orlando Arcia able to go all the way from first to home. So a bases clearing wild pitch, guys, and Milwaukee goes on to win the game 13-6.
I would hope so. When you have 3 runs gift wrapped like that, you'd go on and win the ball game. On the ground, Weekly. Polanco over to Austin, and on the first pitch, Pinder is retired. I don't know that the experiences that Derek Falvey and Thad Levine had this year, trying to project improvement and something you can count on from Byron Buxton, Miguel Sano, and some others that have had disappointing years. But my goodness, the way this guy has pitched this year, and with the exception of just a couple of starts toward the end of August, he's been so consistently good. You'd like to think that the Twins will be able to count on Gibson in 2019 to do just what he's done this year.
Yep. Pinder right there was pinch hit by Matt Joyce. Yep. Matt Joyce was the one that hit that ground ball out.
Finally got a chance to swing the bat.
Yep.
Made a pinch hitting appearance, although he never saw a pitch. He was replaced and then was intentionally walked in a pinch hitting appearance yesterday. 0-2 now to Lucroy. Bounces 3 feet in front of the plate.
Hi, Chris. I think Chris Jimenez said it best on the pregame when he was talking to Audra about Kyle Gibson, about, you know, don't let that record fool you. 8-13 coming into the ball game, but he has pitched a lot better than the 8. He maybe should be 13-8 with a little run support.
One and 2 to Lucroy. And he strikes out.
And strikeout number 3 for Kyle on that good slider down and away. So straight over the top. You can see the movement straight down. That might have been the hard curveball. That didn't really go east to west. That kind of went more north to south. But anyway, it's a strikeout, his third.
And now Martini with the bases empty and 2 down. Ball 1. You know, one of the things that Kyle's proven is some durability. Not only taking the ball every time out, but when he's been extended a little bit out there, he's still pitched well. He had a start against the Red Sox, and what a wonderful game it was. 8 innings, just 1 run allowed. But he threw 120 pitches. And then 5 days later pitched against another good lineup, the Cleveland Indians, and he gave the Twins a quality start after going 120 pitches the start before.
I said at the top of the show, I mean, 2 good starts against New York, good lineup. Boston pitched well, as you mentioned, against Cleveland. So he's pitched very well against some of the better opponents that have faced the Twins.
2-2. Well, Twins had an off day here on Thursday, and the A's scored 21 runs. Then Twins played the first game with the A's. They scored 10 runs. So obviously they've been swinging it pretty good. He's bottled this lineup up here today. Fouled away. And he's had to deal with some adversity, whether it's the home plate umpire or the bloop double after the home run by Olsen, and he just bore down and pitched out of that second inning jam.
That's why I said, you know, I think this is one of his better pitch games because of some of the adversity that he's had.
2-2 to Martini. Just missed the inside edge. Full count. Chapman on deck.
3 walks for Kyle, 3 strikeouts. Given up 6 hits.
Chopper to Hopper. That's my little tribute to Hawk Harrelson.
Yeah.
And a 1-2-3-7 for Gibson. Blake Snell. He's been tremendous, and he's been so clearly the best starting pitcher, the healthiest starting pitcher, and swing and a miss by Cave. Cave with a 2-run home run to get this game started.
Liam Hendrickson in his 2nd inning of relief.
Inside 1-1. The second baseman is Barreto.
Franklin Barreto.
Into center field. Cave has his second hit. He'll take a big turn and hold up. And I think Cave's been impressive, not just the numbers, but it was a week or so ago, Paul Molitor said he plays the game like his hair is on fire. I mean, he gets a base hit here, but he hustled to first. And if there had been any misplay or any lackadaisical play on this base hit, he'd have tried to turn it into a double.
Yeah, here on Friday night, he's the one that got a base hit against Liam Hendricks in his 1 inning of work.
Run every ball out hard. Who knows? You might have a chance to stretch a single into something more. Here's Grossman. And a strike. Cave has a couple of steals in 2 tries. Pitches up. Traditionally, managers have always tried to get that 5th run in a lead because then a grand slam wouldn't tie the game. See if the Twins send Cave here to second base. Fly ball left field. And Martini with the catcher's out number 1. We'll bring up Austin. Austin's reached twice on 2 Oakland errors.
Now batting.
Actually, officially reached in the 4th inning on a fielder's choice, but that was the ground ball where Chapman's throw sailed on him. And then he reached first when Lucroy had a strike 3 go between his legs and then threw wildly to first. That was the turning point in the game, at least to this point. What could have been and probably should have been an inning-ending double play. Instead was a costly error, and the Twins added 3 more runs. Ball 1.
Yeah, just adding up on this road trip, you know, it just seems like there's a lot of multi-run innings by the Twins offense. They've been swinging a good bat on this road trip. There's been 19 innings coming into this at bat or this inning here. 19 innings that the Twins have scored runs this road trip. 15 times they have scored 2 or more runs.
Cave takes off and he's thrown out.
There.
Good throw by Lucroy this time. Fielded by Barreto. And Cave lingering at second base. The Twins are looking at it, but now Cave is ambling off.
First time at the major league level that Cave is thrown out, but a perfect throw by Lucroy. I mean, that's pretty impressive to me. 19 innings that they have scored a run or more, and 15 times it's been 2 or more. So a lot of multi-run innings.
Twins still looking at it. Now we won't have a challenge. Yeah, and one of the reasons why this team is on the verge perhaps of going 5-5 on a road trip. Walked off 3 times in the 10 games already. So 5-5 isn't bad, but could have had a winning road trip if not for the walk-off losses. Austin takes a strike on the outside corner. Interesting that there is no activity in the Twins bullpen again. The Twins are going to let it go at least at the start of the 8th inning with Gibson.
Well, Kyle has 105 pitches.
In terms of fatigue, I mean, this weather's got to be ideal for a pitcher towards the end of the year, isn't it? I mean, no humidity. It's just.
I always felt myself get stronger as a season, especially in late August, early September, into September, because of the weather. It's not as hot, of course, as June and July.
takes a called third strike. Only 3 men bad in the 8th. Well, we'll try to do that. Thank you. Inside as Gibson starts the 8th inning pitching to Matt Chapman, then Stephen Piscotty and Chris Davis.
That guy's starting to get loosened up in the bullpen. But 106 pitches right now for Kyle, 59 strikes. You know, one thing about Gibson, you look at the home and road record, his ERA is almost about the same. 3-6 at Target Field, 5-7 on the road, but an ERA about 3.7, 3.8. So he's pitched well. It's not like he's pitched better at home like Barrios has pitched very well at home, but he has struggled on the road. Kyle has been pretty even, whether he's on the road or at home. That's impressive.
Well, he's off the breaking ball, 2-2.
Kyle right now coming into this inning 190 1/3 innings pitched. So he's got to go at least a couple more, go 9 here and then go 9 and he'll have over 200.
Chopped off the plate. I was thinking just the opposite. If he can complete this inning, then he'll have a chance with a complete game to hit 200 innings. Whether he's given that opportunity depends, of course, on how well he's pitching.
Well, that's a good pitch for him right there. That might have been the changeup right there, but it's another good pitch by Gibson.
2-2. Ground ball picked up. Petit fires to first. Another ground ball out.
And a good fastball inside to Chapman right there. So working both sides of the plate. See a little bit of run, that 2-seamer at 94. So a lot left in that tank for Gibson.
Duffy and Moya getting loose. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but of course, Twins have kind of been looking ahead to 2019 anyway. With the trades that they made and trying to bolster the farm system and all of that, taking a look at some players that might be part of the solution next year. Swung on and missed 1-1. I'm not so sure the way he's pitched this year that Gibson wouldn't be given some strong consideration to be the opening day starter. He's been that consistent. This year, of course, Jake Odorizzi, who didn't have any equity in the Twins organization prior to opening day, was named opening day starter. Liner, and even Adrianza can't catch that. Piscotty's aboard with a 1-out single.
Piscotty picking up his second hit, an infield base hit in the first inning. That one just out of the reach of Adrianza at third. So that slider left up.
And it'll be the end of the afternoon for Kyle Gibson. 7 1/3 innings.
Pitched a whale of a ball game here this afternoon.
And Gibson and Jimenez encouraging each other. And a big pat on the chest to Gibson, who against another really good team pitched one of his better games of the year. Games have been against the best teams in the league.
Yeah, an outstanding outing for Gibson, even though he had some adversity as far as throwing balls and strikes. That home plate umpire I thought was pretty stingy at times, but Kyle Gibson with 3 walks in a ball game, 3 strikeouts, 7 hits allowed. They only damaged a home run by Olson in the second inning. A lot of ground ball out, some great defense behind him, as you need no matter who you are on the mound.
Tyler Duffy will face Davis. And Davis trying to cut the lead in half. A foul ball, 1 strike.
Now Duffy came in last night's ball game, threw only 2 pitches, and that was to Chris Davis. He got a big double play off the bat of Davis in the 8th inning. Duffy making his 18th appearance.
3 infielders left side of the infield. A big gaping hole on the right side. It's 0-2. There's about 115 feet between Austin holding the runner and the next infielder. Oh, 2.
Oh, with all the power that Davis has comes a lot of strikeouts. 168 times he has struck out. And Duffy with that good breaking ball.
Foul back.
Wanted that high fastball, and exactly where Duffy threw it.
Situation last night was a big one for Duffy. Bases loaded, only 1 out. That was the play where Polanco went in the hole and started that nifty double play.
Davis laying off that breaking ball.
1-2.
There was a breaking ball last night that Davis hit. The ground ball double play.
Duffy asked to pitch just to Davis with the lefty Olson up. One would think Moya will come in to pitch to him. to short center field. Petit going out, and he makes the catch with his back to the infield. Man, the Twins infield has had a great ball game today.
That's a nice play by the veteran right there. You know, the ball had some hang time, so Petit probably could have turned around, but he kept his eye on that ball the whole way. Makes a nice catch as his back is toward the infield. See him slow down right there, open glove. Makes a nice running catch.
2 down, and now Moyle will come in to pitch to Matt Olson. Home of Thursday night football, and the schedule on Fox is loaded. A big matchup, one right after the other. Thursday night football coming to Fox, week 4. Now it's a game.
Gabriel Moya coming into the ball game. He came in here on Friday night, faced only one hitter, and that was Canna when he hit the 2-run home run off of him. Moya done a good job out of that bullpen. Also, 4 times he was the opener already for the Twins here in September.
Twins will go with a couple of openers in the Tigers series next week, or later this week at Target Field. Moya figures to make one of those starts, if not both. 1-0 to Matt Olson, who has homered for the only A's run so far. He also singled in the 6th. On the outside corner.
Yeah, looked like a changeup right there. Moya with a very good changeup. Fastball, not overpowering. Hard slider. Made his major league debut last year in September. Played 7 relief appearances last year.
Two and one.
Moya just 23 years old, out of Venezuela. I think he's impressed some people too.
Well, I think the way he's been used, both as the opener and then brought in here the other night in the middle of a ball game in a tight spot. Off the end of the bat, Adrianza's got another tough play to make, firing, but not in time. He was shifted around towards second base. But by the time he got to that slow number, Olson was already 3/4 of the way to first base.
Not much you can do about that with the shifts they put on today. Olson looked like he hit it right off the end of the bat. A lot of spin on this ball. You can see where Adrianza's playing, basically at shortstop.
Well, the A's putting together a 2-out threat here with a couple of hits. 2 down, and the Twins are going to go to the birthday boy, Trevor May, hoping to celebrate his 29th birthday today with a hold and maybe even a save. We'll see how it plays out. 3 runs in the 4th inning. But now with 2 down, the A's are threatening. And he was brought into the world 29 years ago today. And here in the 8th inning, he's brought into the ballgame.
From Kelso, Washington. Trevor May making his 21st relief appearance. Of course, he went through that Tommy John surgery a couple years ago when all the rehab, and now making his 21st appearance. Says he feels great. The fastball is back to where it was before the surgery.
Laureano, the first man he'll face, has already picked up a couple of hits here today, a double and a single. In there for a strike.
Good breaking ball. He gets strike 1, get ahead in the count.
Breaking ball taken.
Couple guys pitched this inning. Tyler Duffy, now Trevor May, 2 guys that I think the Twins were looking for a couple, 2-3 years ago to be starters in the rotation. Now they have found out that this is probably the best role for both these guys. Can be long men out of the bullpen. May just has to get this one out here.
A lot of additions, I suspect, over the winter for the Twins to make. 1-1. Derek Falvey and Thad Levine pretty active this past offseason. But if they decide to leave May in the bullpen, you can look at 4, maybe 5 guys that are on the team right now that should make up the core of a pretty good bullpen. May, Hildenberger from the right side, Rogers, Moya maybe from the left. Maybe DeYoung as a long man. 2-1. 3-1. And Trevor has had problems with this. Throwing strikes in the middle of an inning. He's had a couple of situations where the bases have been loaded and he's been brought in, and he's had a couple of bases loaded walks.
Well, you got to trust that fastball. You got to get it over the plate right here. Only 4 walks in 21 2/3 innings.
First pitch was a strike. Now 3 wide. Semien on deck. There are 2 out.
So you're asking for a sacrifice fly here. There.
3-2.
Good fastball right there. You almost have to throw it again. Make him swing the bat. 29 strikeouts, 2 for May in 21 2/3 innings.
Got him with a fastball. Big strikeout for Trevor May, and the A's strand 2 more in the 8th.
Happy birthday, young man.
in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Oh, Gathel behind 3-1. Came in with a couple fastballs. Laureano took strike 2, and then he swung through strike 3.
JB Wendelken will be the pitcher for the Oakland A's, and he will face Max Kepler, A-Ray Adrianza, and Chris Jimenez.
Yeah, Wendelken just making his 10th appearance on the year, his second stint with the Oakland A's this year, called up on August 31st. He's got a report, fastball, low 90s, curveball, and a changeup. 25-year-old right-hander.
Meanwhile, May, who pitched an inning and a third here 2 nights ago, might be asked to pitch an inning and a third today. There's no activity in the Twins' pen. Kepler pops up a pitch in foul ground.
A lot of foul territory here.
1 down.
1 pitch, 1 out.
And after the first out, no activity in the Twins' pen. So it might be that May will get a save situation. Not that it will exist in the 9th inning, but it did when he entered the game in the 8th. And so he'll have a chance perhaps to pick up a save here this afternoon. Adrianza, the batter. And the Twins are leading 5-1. Because today, the Minnesota Twins third baseman was better than the Oakland A's third baseman. Adrianza with an RBI double. 3 really nice plays in the field that saved runs. I think all 3 of them saved runs. And Chapman committed a very costly error, and he'll look this foul pop back into the seats.
Well, if this game holds right here, the Oakland A's will move on to Seattle, and they won't have a celebration here, which means the horse race is going to be on time. That means the buses will leave on time, and hopefully we'll get back to Minnesota on time.
Hope all of that's true. Now, you've watched the first 2 races, right?
Yes. And you?
I've watched them, but I've watched them up. I knew this. I watched them up high from the press box because I learned that years ago at Canterbury Park. Horse races, I used to hang down by the rail a lot, and you can't really see much because you're at the same level as the horses. And so you sit up so you can see the majesty of the race, the beauty of the racers.
Well, maybe at Canterbury, but not what I witnessed the first 2.
Better to be field level for that.
Close your eyes.
2-2. And that's into center field, and a hit for Adrianza. 2 hits for the Twins' third baseman. And at least that many outstanding plays in the field. This is what will happen again after the ball game.
Get on your mark. Get set. Go. Those poor guys.
It looks like an old Monty Python skit. Here's Jimenez. Now that's something you would have, if they'd have had something like that in your
Thank
playing
goodness
days.
they did not. Well, you know, they said that John Curtis won second race, but then I guess they did further review and they gave it to Cole Stewart.
Yep.
Yeah. Jake Cave won the first race. All in fun.
Bounced foul. And Audra Martin's ready for the 3rd leg of the Triple Crown too.
Well, guys, in case anybody was wondering how this all came about, I was talking to Kyle Gibson today, and he said the original idea was that they were going to try to build the Ark and just have a bunch of different wild animal costumes for all of the rookies this season, but they couldn't find enough different animals. So then they stumbled upon a horse costume, but it was one of those costumes where there's 2 guys and somebody's the back legs. And that was going to be the original idea. They were going to have a bunch of 2 people horses. They decided against it because of injury reasons, of course, and now this is what they ended up with, guys.
All right, 3 outs away from it. We'll see if the Twins can get there with a win in the road trip finale. Trevor May, with no activity in the Twins bullpen, will have a chance to pick up his first big league save. He got one last year in the minor leagues, but this is a different animal here against a contending team.
You might as well do it on your 29th birthday.
He'll face Semien, then Barreto and Lucroy. Subject to pinch hitting, of course. It would be a save because of the situation he inherited in the 8th inning. The tying run was in the on-deck circle. He struck out Laureano, and now he's got a 4-run lead and 3 outs to go. Jimenez just tried to pull a fast one there. Sometimes catchers, if the pitch is in the dirt, and if they don't think the umpire sees it, they'll return the ball to the mound in the hopes that the pitcher might be able to use a ball that might have a scuff on it.
I think it was Semien that asked to change balls. It was not the home plate umpire.
Talking with Jason Castro about that yesterday. About how every once in a while they try to sneak a scuffed ball into the ball game, foul back 1 and 2. And if the catcher quickly returns it to the pitching mound, and if the umpire's not aware that it hit the dirt, he can get away with it.
I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes when a hitter makes contact, that ball's more scuffed than if it hits the dirt. So, and that ball a lot of times will come back to the pitcher.
1 and 2 to Semien. Let's go back to the first pitch.
Well, breaking ball right here that looked like he caught in the air.
Well, I don't know. Jimenez looked at it. Semien, you're right. Semien said, hey, I think that ball hit the dirt. Can you take a look at it? 2 and 2. 3 and 2. Now, Castro shared with me, too. It's been his experience that younger pitchers these days don't know what to do with a scuffed baseball. That it would take someone maybe like May, who's a little bit older in the game, has more experience. 3 and 2 to Semien. High pop-up. Chased by Adrianza. Does he have one more good play in him? No, that ball drifting back up near the bullpen bench.
Well, long run right there. Adrianza, you can see the ball just kept drifting away.
I don't know if he did that on purpose, but he circled the bullpen mounds down there, which might be the best way to try to catch that pop-up, because if you looking up in the air and you try to run up and down a mound, you end up on your face. Another 3-2 pitch to Semien.
Should be another fastball right here.
To center. Cave with the catch, 1 down. And that'll bring up Jed Lowry, who was in the on-deck circle. He'll hit for Barreto.
Number 8, Jed Lowry.
Pinder started the game at second base. Joyce pinch hit for him. Barreto played defensively, and now the veteran Lowry usually hits third in the Oakland lineup.
Lowry as a pinch hitter, 1 hit and 4 at bats.
Ball 1. We wondered out loud on the air what Trevor's role might be, and we wondered whether he might get a chance to close some games. He's got a 4-pitch mix, swing and miss pitches up and down his arsenal. Generally throws strikes. And maybe, just maybe, the personality to match. You know, got to have a closer's mentality. 1-1 to Lowry.
And that being, you know what, go the best you have that day, and if it doesn't work out, hopefully you'll get right back on that saddle and ride that horse again the next day.
Rick Aguilera will still tell you the story about the blown save he had against the Angels. Dante Bichette beating with a 3-run home run in the 9th. And went into the clubhouse, and Tom Kelly said, "Don't let anybody see you down. Don't, you got to maintain your composure and your confidence, or your teammates won't have confidence in you."
TK was the best.
Just missed, shaving the outside corner, 2-2.
Fastball away. We've seen that pitch called. We've seen it not called.
Close again, 3-2.
Third batter in a row that May has gone 3-2.
Lucroy on deck.
Make him swing the bat.
He took ball 4. A 1-out walk. And now Lucroy. And for May, just the 5th walk issued in 22 1/3 innings.
Well, A's have hit into 2 double plays here this afternoon, as well as the Twins, but see if they can make it 3. Like Trevor Hildenberger starting to loosen up.
Strike 1 to Lucroy. There's Hildenberger. Right off the end of the bat, the Twins will get an out here with Lucroy tagged. And on to second goes Lowry, 2 away.
Had a breaking ball right now, a fastball. Lucroy way out front, right off the end of the bat, part of the bat. Going toward third base, but the second out.
Nick Martini, last hope for the Oakland A's. Fastball at the knees. Strikeouts for May now in 22 2/3 innings. And a foul tip, strike 2 to Martini.
A good changeup right there by May.
That's what I mean. The changeup, the breaking ball, the fastball. I mean, they're all swing and miss pitches.
May was a guy that came through the Philly organization as a starter, came to the Twins as a starter.
Had a little fun with May, of course, on the Players Weekend when they were able to use their nicknames. His nickname is Lurch. Adams family character. 1-2 to Martini. That bounces to Jimenez. Just imagine if he is the Twins closer when he comes in. He can have the Adams family theme as his entrance music.
He's got that voice to go along with it too.
You rang. 2-2 to Martini. A's down to their last strike.
Yeah, May shaking off Jimenez right there. See what they decide on. What he wants to pitch here.
Fastball missing, and it's another full count.
Well, he's faced 5 batters. He's been on full count on 4 of the 5.
Twins have a lot of power. A's have a lot of power coming up behind Martini. Chapman, Piscotty, Davis, and Olsen would like to end the ball game right here. Got him. Trevor May on his 29th birthday gets his first big league save, and he saved it for Kyle Gibson, who pitched another marvelous ball game.
Well pitched game by Kyle Gibson. The bullpen did their job, and congratulations to Trevor May on his first career save.
Tom Hanneman, the Twins will head home. The A's have to leave, and essentially leave for a possibility of a 2-week road trip, and they've got to drag all that champagne with them as well.